Second take, same as the first, a little bit louder, a little bit worse. February 16th, 2017, Delphi man shows CBS number 4, the crime scene. And on the 19th, March, investigators executed a search warrant at the home of Ron Logan, who owns a 40-acre property where the bodies were found in Delphi, Indiana. He is devastated by the discovery of the bodies on his property, he said. That was like being hit with a bolt of lightning on my property. You just can't put words to it. And the video shows people at the cemetery gesturing towards the east as his house. The cemetery is approximately 5950 west, 300 north, and his house is more like 5800. So here we go. I'm using Zillow webpage, and it has a map on it. This map is one of the most unstable things I've ever dealt with, and I'd like to claw my own eyes out. Now let's just get on with this. These properties are shown in the area I'm claiming was indicated as being where the victims were found. Now, on his property at 40 acres means it would have to be a pretty large chunk of land. So we're going to do the move around thing with a map as best I can. And this time maybe someone won't drunkenly scream in my ear. So the property for the cemetery is right here, and that property is just literally it. It's just the property. Okay. Now there's this property here, which is more of the riverbank, but does not have someone's house on it. Maybe he owns it as well. And then there's this one that's much smaller, and then that one that's kind of jagged, and then there's this piece here. The indications you see on some websites is over here, and none of the news reports are correcting themselves because they conflict with each other. They don't care. It was indicated that the bodies were found, the victims were found north of the river or on the north edge of the river. Yes, this website is hiccuping and fighting me. I had to turn off a lot of code for it. There's this piece here that's on the other side, and there's this chunk here, and this chunk here, and then this one. Now, unless somebody owns this property over here, this one is the only piece of property I could find that matches up with the description of 40 acres, approximately. Yes, it's only X number of square feet, and touching the river here. And it does line up with the road where I said this was approximately correct. The only other properties that could be involved are these, and they're not likely it. And again, you can see on camera them standing here and pointing the camera this way towards his property. Now, if we go north of there, we see this larger piece of property, which also may be owned by him. And saying, if anybody's curious, this is actually surrounding some sort of antenna over here, or power connector. So the only property that matches the description is that one, and that little tag there near the river would be it. Next. Some of the maps do show that exact location. That's why I was using them, because there was more of them that were consistent. And the other thing is, the only ones showing this area over here are indicating that they were looking there for signs of something. They weren't there necessarily because bodies were there. This is the bridge where the Abigail and the other lady were. So here's the problem with this, if I can get this thing to stop trying to crash. And also I'd like to point out that the county maps collection does not include quote-unquote tax maps, so I'm using Zillow. So I'm sorry. This here could be another option, and over here. But the only one that matches was his property, and he is noted as being here. And if you look in the phone book, maybe it'll give you the address or whatever, I don't know. So that's about all the information I have, as the website desperately stops me from doing anything. None of these other properties would be indicated because they're way too small to be it. This is the only one with the tag connection. So the only other option is whoever owned this other property, but there's no house on it. So it's either here, or maybe he or someone else owns this property, but they were indicating his house as being part of the property as well. So that's why that's the third reason I'm using it. The first one being that most of the websites actually did indicate literally right there on their very poorly written maps right here. So I thank all of you for watching and for questioning whether or not I had it accurate. I was using the majority of pages discussing the subject and trying to find it. And now I've broken down to the evil of using Zillow's website. God help me. But it does have a tax map. Even if they don't tell you it's a tax map, it is. So thanks for watching. Have a good day. And I wish everyone luck with that. And good day.